Just to warm up. We're going to be right here, like this. Right? I'm going to be right on his head. I'm going to slide my hand a little high here and reach with the second hand, putting his head down. The moment that his ear touch my chest, I finish. See, so I'm here. In, this one keeps tight down. Finish right there. Let's get your partner. Let's start warming up this way before we start doing the movement right now. Now, arm in. I always remember when the second hand goes in. Yeah. We're hanging on him there. Okay, guys, time. You guys are doing time. Understanding that you have, like if you see every fight you see, boom, the first thing that people does, they hook your arm like this to stop you from shooting me, from taking them down. So every time you grab, the first thing they do, they lock your arm. And they're looking for balance, they're right here. The first thing that I'm gonna do, I push a little, and I reach for my hand, look, locking his shoulder. Palm always facing his head, I grab it. Now look at this, I step back and bring him down. Look. Many times, people post their hand on the floor not to fall. The knee comes right there. If that's a fight. If it's not a fight, even if he posts, you pull towards you, look, straight to the arm. So you get in a clinch. You lift, look, you lift your hand like you want to hit the ceiling. And at the same time, your shoulder puts the pressure going that way. So you have this gap right here, look. So initially you're here, you go this way and grab it. You squeeze this down into his shoulder and lock to your chest. Then you spin, look. Keep it tight so his back is out of the floor. Straight into it. Let's get your partner. Let's see how you guys feel. Man, this is the heaviest salad I have ever had. Now I'm trying to get close to him. He shoots, gets my back. Boom, right behind me, right there. You see, once he has this, it's just a matter of time before he put me down. The first thing that I do right away, I choose one side that I want to escape. So I chose this one. I'm going to grab both hands here, look. And as when he grabs it, the first thing I do, I put my pelvis forward and I pull the hand up a little. Now in one shot, look. Right into, and I'm across side. Here. And this, you're going to use this even to escape from a rear naked choke. The guy does standing like this, you do the same, look, there you go. You're gonna feel when you do this, it's like your shoulder's gonna come out if you try to hold on the choke. So this is one of the best ways to escape if the guy doesn't have the hooks in yet and you're standing. But basically we're gonna be here. I want you guys, instead of just rolling, throwing the guy over, pull up, move your hip forward, step, look. Now look, I'm going to keep the opposite hand holding the wrist. This hand's going to go down together with my knee, look. When my elbow touches the floor, look, he goes smooth. And I'm across side. Let's get your partner, let's see how you guys feel there. Watch the guy next to you so you don't land on him. Okay guys, see every time we have no gi, the hardest thing here when we are cross-side is to open the guy. The guy is always, and it's slippery, like I have nothing to hold on to, I have no grip to do it. So it becomes easy, even when he's sweaty, to turn on his foot, grab my leg, or to get out of there, like push me off, get back in guard. I have a position here that I do frequently, and it's very efficient. See, the first thing that I do, I hold his armpit, and my shoulder squeeze his jaw there. So that stops him from looking towards me. And you have to understand, like for you to put someone in guard, you need to look on the direction that your knee is coming in. Otherwise, like you can't put the guy in guard looking that way, and he's on this side. You can't do it. Your body won't go there. So you need to face, so your body turns, and you have the angle to do it. So I'm here. First thing I do, I want to keep my knees tight to him. I'm right here. He's normally working, everything's closed here. I'm gonna go, look, palm up. I shake it, hand in. I hold palm to palm. Now look, I place my elbow on the floor here, and I start pressing up. Close your elbow. See? So there's a little gap right here, look, right on his armpit. So once you're here, you start driving your fist to the floor. Look. Now once he's here, you slide, grab the crown of his head, and you extend to finish. You see, sometimes if this elbow is bothering you, it's on your way, like you feel a little awkward with this elbow, all you have to do is, while you're here, you place your hand on his elbow. You don't want to push, you just want to block so he doesn't close it. Here, pinch your knees together and drive up, look, so he ends up right here. So while I'm down here, first thing I do, I block the elbow, pinch, open. So now his whole side is exposed, so it's easy to attack now. So I go palm up, my elbow on the floor, start pushing up, my hands start going to the floor, grab the top of the head, and you're going to squeeze towards his chest, and at the same time, you extend your arms, you increase the pressure right here, look. It almost makes him tap right there. The other thing is, don't do this. You don't want his back out of the floor. You want your weight on the chest and the whole pressure short, just on the neck. So if you're pulling him, or if you're going this way, it's wrong. So we're here, block the elbow, put your knees together, push his elbow up, bring it in like this, palm to palm, like a monkey grip, look. No thumbs, just like this. Put your elbow on the floor, start pushing up, hand on the ground, finish. Let's get your partner, now time to be lazy. Let's do the things on the floor, guys. Come on.
I was just right here.
Now you see, this move that we just saw, there's only one way the guy can prevent it. He's being a strong guy, and he bridges not to let you get inside there too long. But what happens is this, once we're here, and I start working here to get him there, and he start bridging, look how his neck is exposed. So my move is gonna be right here, look. Finish. See, a lot of times you think this is not strong. It all depends on how you do it. You're gonna place your hand on his neck, and the hand around is gonna hold your pinky. Like this. Now what happens is this. He can't break this grip here first. Second, I bring my elbow into my rib, my hip, and I drive. So it gets so powerful here. It's very hard to stop that, like to escape from here. And it gets very easy to finish. The name of this choke is Copacabana choke. You know why? There was a serial killer in Brazil that his wife dumped him. His fiancée dumped him right at the church when he was going to get married. She turned around and left. So the guy started killing women. They were selling wedding dress. So that's exactly how he killed. Like when they found the girl choked like this, they knew that she was selling they knew it was the guy. So they finally caught him. But that's how they nicknamed this choke, Copacabana choke, because every girl that they found that had the fingers exactly like this. That's how he used to do. So that's why they nicknamed this Copacabana choke. So you go, but this one is much more efficient. If he knew that, he would have done a better job at it. You see? So what you're gonna do, in the moment that the guy bridges, you're already waiting for his move. You see, that's his only defense. It's important every time that you do a move, you gotta be anticipating what he can do to prevent that. So in the moment that he extends, look, I sense it, I bring the hand here, and my fingers grab right under here, look, like this. And I want, you see some of you guys trying to choke like this, just with those two fingers, the thumb and this one. I want you guys to grab this way, look, 4 fingers around and this, because you want to reach as farther as possible back there, so you can squeeze the arteries on the side. And at the same time, you're gonna drive in to stop his breathing. You know? So I'm here, I start going for the move. One, bring it, and now look, my hip drives into him. Like this, look. The hip drives it, the elbow is tight, because normally he's gonna struggle to pull your arm out. He's gonna be looking here to get this break, to break this. So you make sure that you keep very tight here on you, look in, and you have the pressure to finish. Let's get your partners, let's see how you guys feel. Come on, guys, give me some love, Jesus Christ. Now I need the elbow to action. So yeah, because when I squeeze, you see, the whole pressure goes from the arm and back. So here, locking. Now I need the body. Now this squeeze together. Pretty slow, you don't even feel. 2 weeks? Yeah. Yes. Because you want to. Yes. That's it. Because that hand is over there, but that hand on the back, it locks and adds pressure on it. That allows you to go right through. You see, every time I'm here, cross side, I'm always struggling not to let the guy get me back in guard. Right? Because that's his goal. Every time I'm here, he's fighting to put me back there, and I'm fighting to keep myself here. So, I'm going to be here. And he starts. Put me back there. I thought you did so good.
What is it?
Now, I'm tied to him. Put me back. What happens is this. Every time that knee comes in, and I'm always doing a terrific job the way that he's escaping. It's like it's much harder to do on him than normally it is. The moment that I feel this knee coming in, I love putting back in guard. Go, go. If I trap his head, it takes him forever. You see, because he needs the free head to move his body away. So right away, when I'm here, my whole concern as his knee coming, I lock the head. I know the knee's coming. I bring my leg up. Now look at this. I just follow. And what happened? He taps actually before I finish to lay my back on the floor. When you guys do to each other, make sure that you don't bring your elbow low too much so you don't hurt your partner. So here, the knee comes in here. Look. When the leg is here, I grab the head. My knee shoots up right here. Look. Now look at this. Back here, I'm here. My knee's up. That foot moves forward to allow me to penetrate after his knee. So I'm here. The knee's inside. I lock the head, leg up. Look. My elbow now shoots back. Look. As I sit. Look at this now. When I landed, I put both knees up. And just with the pressure of my armpit here, I'm not even squeezing, just driving. So when you guys do it to your partner, don't bring this elbow too low. Just keep it right here, look. Because it's right on the knee, look. You normally finish before you flat on the floor. And every time you do this when you're fighting, normally the guy don't even has time to tap. He screams as your leg hits that angle, you know? But the main thing here to do the setup is the hand on the head and the knee up here. Like when his knee come in, my knee's up, look. So he cannot pull this leg out here anymore, look. Now I'm gonna sit through and I bring it, look. Boom, one shot. See? Always keeping, like you gotta make sure that your elbow is what brings, like your elbow is what brings his leg, look. I even extend, look, 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 look. You see how I pull like this, back. See, look, I extend his leg so my hip gets under his knee. Then I have so much leverage here, and I want both knees facing the ceiling. So once again, he's slow. You guys work in the water. There, you just keep it. Once the moment that the knee comes in, you move your knee up. Get yourself deep. Let him go. He's gonna think that he got you back in guard. And and he doesn't realize his leg is right there. Get your partner, let's see how you guys feel. First I'm working from here. Right? So we're gonna have one arm in the front, one arm in the back. We're gonna have the guy right here. You see, every time you're here, the guy, his first worry is always not to let you get to his back. So he's always looking to keep you away. That's a very good setup here to finish. And normally when you're here, you're always looking. You place your leg up and you're always looking to go over here, to get yourself on the side. The moment that I'm here now, and I pretend I want to go that way, I'm going to hold my palm like this, palm to palm, hold up, just like this, right? And this time, normally, a good grip from there, it's like a guillotine grip that you hold. So your hand, this hand is always deeper, almost reaching under his armpit here to have a guillotine, to have sweeps and things like that. But this time, we're going to do the opposite. Like I'm going to switch the hand, instead of holding like this, I'm going to go this way, and this hand, actually the one behind his arm, will be further out there. Now look, I put my leg up, exactly like I want to go to his back. Now I let myself fall, look, and hold it. Finish right here, look. You see, the good thing about this move is it's very important that you don't drag him with you. You don't want to roll him over. See, you want to keep him right there. So all that you want is hold, slide your arm as further up as you can right here. You see, and you want to make sure, come on, champ, right on time, Brazilian guy arriving, look. Where are you born?
Say again?
Where are you from?
Fort Collins,
Your parents?
Germany.
Before that, must have some Brazilian in here this time. But welcome, Chip.
Thank you.
Now look, here, all that I want, you remember, like even if you do it on this hand, think about this, look. When you slide, your arm has to come this way. And one-on-one, why I'm holding palm to palm? Put your elbow up. Go back. Put your elbow up. It's locked. I want to make sure that this elbow is locked right here. See? So then I just slide in and choke. There was some Canadian guys who came over to my academy. I showed this to them. This guy fought 3 no rules match. 2, he finished like this in 30 seconds. The guy shot, he blocked, finished right there. It's very efficient. And the guy never expects because he surprises a lot. Normally he was struggling to fight to go to the guy's back. Extend your leg because I don't want you, look, falling away from him. I want you to fall exactly here, look. Hold it, get it, finish. Let's get your partner, don't be a bully. Let's give him some love, guys, come on. Does everybody think about the move that Minotauro does on Pride? That he always finishes people there, which looks a little bit like this one. But the move that he does, what happened? In Pride, you're allowed to knee. So you're allowed to be here, throw the knee. Boom. So then he has to come to block. You lock it, then you turn, then you finish. See? But when you're not allowed to throw knees or things like that on the floor, you just grab your training, you have to have a way to manage to be able to do that. So you have to have a way to work that arm out of there. We're going to see a few combinations now from here that we're going to be, it's very efficient if you combine them, if you put them together. So now look, the same way that I did my hand going this way, I'm going to go the other way, look. This palm down, all the way on the other side. Look at this now, from here now. So this, before I was reaching in to go around his neck. Now I'm going out that way, so I'm here. And always, you see, that's how your grip goes, look. Guillotine, or palm to, you're much stronger when you're like this. and faster too. I don't know if you guys realize anyone who used the grip wrong was having trouble to sneak the hand in, to bring the hand through. But if you hold it like this, your hand always, it's fast to get inside. Especially because it's like this is more natural to get in, and this helps pulling and making strong and tight anytime you need. So now here, look, what happened? I know right away that if I start doing this, put your elbow back. This is it. If the guy just put his elbow a little bit back, you can't get it. You can't close it anymore. But look what I do. I'm going to hold it, and I'm going to, that's why I go far further out that way. When I go here, look, even if he tries to pull the elbow back now, I bring this elbow into me, look. Bring the elbow back. See? But what happened? If I try to go too close, pull it back. He's out. So it's going to be like you put his arm there, but in the moment that you want to get it, he's able to pull his arm right back. So you're gonna try. It's going to be beautiful if I show you just this. Look, let's close here and roll. It's going to be beautiful for me, you know, but I don't think it's going to be good for you because you're going to try to do it, it's not going to work. But in the moment that I hold here, look at this. I hold it here, I keep the arm, I bring the leg up. Now, I let the knee go in together with my head, look, right up. Now look where my hand is. At that moment, I'm going to slide and I finish. So you see, the ending is the same, but the way to get there is much more efficient if you do this. And what happens? Sometimes the guy is too big for you to do this. Or sometimes you have a short arm, you're thick. Palm to palm, squeeze. See, keep it tight the same way that we started. Chest into him, and again, pulling this, the V against the neck, look. See? So when you do this, from 10 times you try, 8 you're gonna get there to be able to finish. In the other way, let me tell you, if you were lucky to get 1, you know, it's because the guy's mistake. He didn't pull his arm back. But here, look, again, we always playing. You gotta see always which one gotta go further. So on this case, it's the opposite. Before, we went this way. So in the first move, if your elbow has a gap here, it's wrong. Because you gotta go as further possible, look, inside. So when you sneak it in, it's already there, look. See? So you're gonna be right here. Hold it again, same way. Squeeze. Get your head in there. When your knee comes down, you spin with everything, look. Right over. Get yourself close to him. Bring it. Finish. Let's get your partner, guys. Let's see how you guys feel. Come on. I hope you guys have a language to have the lunch every time. And you must always predict. You must always try to. Why the devil is the devil? It's not only because he's the devil, because he's old. Experience makes you good. So when you do a move, it's important. It's important to know, like every time I do this, chances are whoever I'm training with is going to stay. Because when I'm here, I know what he can try to do to prevent. When I'm here, and I know that I want to get this move that we just saw, I know the only way he has to stop is putting the elbow back. So let's say before I roll, his elbow is back there. Look, pull it back, yeah. So I know already it's not going to work. But I must always expect this from this position because that's his option to not let me do it. In the moment that he pulls the elbow back, I'm going to go for his chin, 1, 2, and finish right here. Look. You see, the moment that he opens, he's here. The moment that he opens by doing this, look, he exposed his whole neck. So my hand that was actually out here is going to come and hold him like this, look. I'm going to hold him like this, look. Right on the chin. So he cannot pull the head out. My second hand, so I was actually here. He pulled it back. I go here, look. I keep holding his arm like I want to pull his arm. Now, look, I let go. The second hand holds like this, look. You see my both thumbs are in. This way. See? The moment that I do this, I place his head right here on my stomach, and I pull this way, and I push my stomach forward. Like this. Boom. I showed this move in class. There was a white belt, first day he came. He learned this move. It was like an advanced class, he got a late, probably half Brazilian. I showed him this move. Then after they went to train, he finished a purple belt like this. The purple belt was a little, tried to get on his knees, like from the bottom, like play, because he was a white belt. The kid, boom, boom, gone. You know? The secret here, once you get it, the first and the second, is your stomach goes here, look. And you place the head right in the middle, and you squeeze your forearms, exactly like we're doing here, look. You squeeze your forearms here, look. So his head, it's gonna be right on the center. He can't pull his head out. My stomach goes here. You see, you're gonna see right away when the thing is working. Because when you put the pressure, I'm out. He's not resisting, he's just tapping. But when you put the pressure, you're gonna see the guy's hip going like this. Every time you squeeze, you see his butt going up in the air like that, trying to relieve the pressure. But what happened? The pressure, it's here, look. So him bringing the hip up won't help him because I pull across, like I'm going through his neck, like squeezing against my stomach here. So we're gonna be right here. Try to do, I fell his arm back, I keep the hand there, I grab under there, like this. Thumb, making sure that the thumb is touching his Adam's apple, right there. Then suddenly, look, I push with my forearm his head to the middle, and I have it to finish, look. And once I'm here, I just go, whoa, like I want to touch the thumbs on my stomach. Let's get your body, let's give him some love. Come on, guys. Let's see how you guys keep 5 minutes more of that, you guys won't have a voice to ask questions in the end. You see, I'm going to do a move now that we did it today earlier, but many of you guys are not here, so and I think it's such an important move, such an important position for this one here, that I think we should do it again. We're going to do a short, this one, so we can go for something else right after. You see, hand in, hand out, like this, control, same always, because you always want to make sure that he doesn't walk back from you, and he doesn't walk forward. So it's always like this. And anytime you want, you go for the attacks. You go for the grips, right? Now from here, look what I do. I bring my leg up and I go like I want to roll him over, look. Throw him that way. Now my hand comes out, touch his belt, touch his hip right here, his lumbar, whatever you guys call it. So the moment that I touch here, I sneak the knee in and I bring it, look, straight into the arm. I'm going to finish him exactly like this, look. Pinch the knees together and I have him right here, look, to finish. And this sometimes is tighter than the regular arm lock for the fact that pins your shoulder on the floor so you don't have the little relief that you normally do. You see? We're here. The hand that is under is the arm that I'm taking. So I'm controlling. Sometimes from here, I just put my leg up. I just do this, look. Because what I want him to be solid on the floor when I go for it. So, and I need that leg up to help me get up, look. So I go one, I let my knee slide, look, all the way, like almost touching my hand. And as I'm here, I switch my hip to the side, there he comes, look. And I have. The other thing that's very important too, is this is a very safe move for the fact that when I'm here, look, hand on the hip, I come on up. As my knee touches his back, my hand goes to the floor, look. So there's no risk of me laying on my shoulder and getting hurt. So as this knee is coming in, the foot gets closed, look, there he goes, look. And I have. Let's get your partner. Let's do this on Charles House. Come on, guys. Right there, look where I am. So you see, so then it becomes easy for the knee. Look, the foot's already there. So look how I bring him without even pushing his face. Actually, it's the whole thing. This locking on the shoulder, and this driving into me. You see now, look at this. Same thing. I'm looking here, leg, the same work, I push. I see his foot came out there, and I'm not feeling comfortable to go for the arm. I switch for that grip right here, that we just did, with one hand, right? Here. Right there. Once I have this, the leg is up, I go like I want to push him, look. I lift his foot, and straight, look, right in there. So what happened is he's trying to free his head. He's never expecting you from there to get a leg lock. It's going to be like, whoa, what the heck is this? Because he's like this. Next thing you see, he's falling back with the leg forward. So what you do too, You try to bring him up, switch, head drives, look. And your hand touch right here. When you do this, you lift his foot, look. Now let your elbow fall and straight, look. Go to the left. You can finish here, you can finish right here. See? Sometimes, if you hold the guy's head too much, you end up making him roll. So if he follows the roll, he's able to escape. So you don't want that. The moment that you go here, when I go, I pull his leg up out of the floor, I let go, look, and I'm in. I let go his head and I have the foot lock right there. The best grip to finish is the traditional one. You go here, here, and you bring over your shoulder. If he's a little crooked, you go right here. That goes more on the knee and then. Okay, so once again here. Go, his leg is up. I switch, I go like I want to push. I just pull his leg out of the floor. Let him go and shoot right in. Look. 1 or 2. Let's get your partner. Come on, guys. Somebody who did this move yesterday, but I think you were here yesterday, right? No? So I think it's a very important move, especially when you're cross-side. You see, every time I'm a cross-side, I think about opening the guy up. Like always having him open there. I have a few ways to open the guy. One of my favorites is I grab his shoulder and I sink my shoulder down. Now look, from here now, I go up, push, and bring it. So I have the arm right there anytime I want. See? On this side. And when you are a jiu-jitsu fighter, you know that you can never have your arm there because it's always dangerous. Like for arm locks and everything is open, you know. But so this is the best way to get this arm here, right? But what happened here? Like what happened here is this. I forgot. You know what happened? I started thinking about something else. Unbelievable here. I want to get to it. Before we go for this, first I want to clear the arm that is in my stomach here, holding me back. So the first thing that I do, I block there. I just put my hand. I don't want to push. I block like this. Now I'm going to put my knees together and I'm going to push it up. So his arm's going to end up right there. So when I'm here, I place the hand right there. You can keep the hand on my neck. One, pinch, put together, look. It's open. Now look, I go for the second part. Forward, there. I have the arm right there. You see, here I have a lot of attacks to go for the arm. Many. But we're gonna now forget about this a little bit. I just clear so he wouldn't take me out of here, like he has no arms to push me off. The first thing we're gonna do, it's 1, 2, and finish. Right there, look. You see, once he's all open, I bring my hand in. I'm here. I'm gonna bring short right here. I lift the little pinky and I grab right here. When I do this, I bring my elbow into me and I drive forward. I not only drive forward, but I squeeze the tip of my toes to block his circulation right there. You see, I'm not going for his Adam apple, nothing like that. It's gonna be a regular choke. All the way through, lift your pinky, grab. When you do this, put a hand into you, everything tight, and you drive, look. And you see, it becomes hard for him to work and escape. First, because everything is very tight. Second, his arm is up here, so his whole side is open for me to attack. So we're gonna be here. Hold it, pressure on his shoulder, on the shoulder there. Place your hand right here on the elbow. Put your knees together, push it up. Push. Have him right here. As soon as you feel, especially if he's trying to look to get out of here, he start moving, look. The next, the first thing that he opens. 1, 2. Bring it close, finish. You're gonna feel a lot of power here. 1, 2, bring it in, finish. The beauty of this is you can do it from the guard too. The guy's in your guard, hand in, turn your body sideways, and finish right there. So this is great move for the people who like to sit here and stall on your chest. So when they're here, you push your pelvis up, look, get your hand under and down, elbow low like this. Hug it and finish. Let's get your partner. Let's see how you guys feel this choke quickly. You see now? There's a choke that we do across side. Most of you probably know it. But I bet you don't even remember when was the last time that you were able to finish with them. Which is the very simple one that you grab it here, and you finish like this, right? But what happened? Every time you try to do this, when you go to the film, he's out. Or he just placed the hand right on your elbow, and it's a done deal. There's no choking here anymore. See, I was having the same problem that you guys were having. Like, only when he was tired that I was able to pull this one out. So I start thinking about a way to make this much more efficient. So I start making this. My hand start coming up here. Instead of being down there, I start placing my hand right on his chest. So over here, he'll be normally defending here. Suddenly, my hand is sneaking in this way. Here. Now look at this. I pass my elbow on my shoulder. This way. Now, there's no turning, there's no escaping. Look at this now. And the whole pressure is on the neck. My goal, it's like when I go, it's like I want to place my elbow all the way to the floor. And the thing that's going to bring more pressure actually is the one on the back. This one here. I start noticing that I start finishing a lot of people once I was able to adapt with this little changes, you know. So like before, I used to go here. So as I do this, he block everything. So we're gonna go here, hand on his chest. The hand comes attached to your body, palm up, sneaks in. If you realize now, there's no arm for him to grab there. See, I'm closing everything. Normally what he uses as defense, it's gone. Now look, I bring it in a little. I let my shoulder touch his chest. On that moment, I sprawl my legs and I finish. And you're gonna feel the completely different move from the ones before that I used to do it this way. So here, the hand comes into you, sneaking in, look. Bring your elbow in right away, look. Then you have it. Let's get your partner. Let's squeeze a little bit more neck before we go home, guys. Come on. I'm not exceptional. Okay, guys, let's now take a quick look in anything that bothers you when you train, when you're sparring, or problems that you have in your game. I know that there's a guy that's writing a book there that must have like at least 15 questions. So it's a pleasure, like if I can help with anything. Go ahead.
I have a question. Lately, in a lot of the fights that I've been seeing and stuff, a lot of guys have been being defeated with the guillotine, you know, in the guard. Like, you know, they start joining the takedown and the guy catches the guillotine and finishes there. And I was wondering if there's some finer points that we might be able to work to escape that position, or
yeah. Guillotine, especially low gi, the problem is every time you're shooting to take someone down, you're exposing your neck.
right?
You know? So it's very common to see people, like as they take the person down, they get caught there. It's like the defense is pretty simple, but the problem is sometimes you're tired, like you need to breathe and you don't have the time. And normally when people get there, they squeeze like their life depends on it. It's like they want to really, and sometimes you don't have the time to defend. But basically, the first thing you gotta do right away, every time something goes around your neck, is to worry about your neck. Like, if I'm doing something and the guy comes for my neck, I let go everything. I forget about, because I know here, if he takes me, I'm gonna have to tackle or pass out. You know, so I know right away that once the danger is coming, I've seen sometimes people, like how many times you saw even in the UFC, the guy has someone on his back trying to choke him, and he's trying to take the foot out of him. It's like my hands don't go down there for nothing this work, because I know if I let this unattended, I'm going to be choked out. So the first thing you do when you caught the guillotine, the first thing is you place your hand on the guy's wrist, and like we saw yesterday, you make it elbow heavy. So this stops the wrist from coming up. So just that hand alone is going to give you a lot of time not to beat that, you know? Like, stand up, you can see well. See, I place the hook, 4 fingers in, no thumb, like this, squeeze them. Squeeze it. You lift me up if you want. You see, I'm not even using the other hand to hug him or nothing. But this Right away when I feel it that he's coming, I look a little in, my hand sneaks right on my neck here, and I hang on him, elbow heavy here, and I make sure that this stays tight here for the whole time. Because the only way is if I let that go, I'm in trouble. You see? The other thing, especially on guard, later on, is as he got you here, you hug him, look, and you drive your shoulder into him. Doing the thing, he squeezes there, look. There's no squeezing here, look. I can survive here until he starts to get a little tired. My hand goes in the front, and I'm free. And when I do this, I hold his shoulder, and I drive my forearm on his neck, like choking him. And once, because you see, for you to squeeze guillotine, your head must come towards the guy's back. If you start going like this too much, it's easy. That's why sometimes you see people doing guillotine, they go, the guy's head goes, it looks tight, then suddenly, pop, the head pops out. It's for that reason. Normally, if you do good, you have to put your head down, because you close the guy's head in there. So that's what you want when you want to escape. First you block, hold, make sure that, because he's going to squeeze, then suddenly that pressure will be the same. Your hand switches from here to here. Then you drive. And once his head is back, your head's going to come out easy. You know? So right away, you caught in the guillotine on any situation. Boom. I have a student. His name is Kurt Pellegrino. He's unbelievable. He's an unbelievable wrestler, fights well like hell. Every time he fights, he gets caught in the guillotine. And I show him all the defenses, everything. But because he's a very good wrestler, he always shoots and he's always driving someone down. And he gets caught. And even though he wants to look for the defense sometimes, but it's too late, you know. So you gotta be very careful. Like, and because he's a wrestler, he doesn't have the habit of coming here right away. You don't have the instinct, because in wrestling you can't choke, you know. So his instincts are a little late. So when he realizes it's too late, so 3 fights he tapped 3 times and killed him. You know. But basically it's this: felt the danger, hand in. That's gonna keep you fine, you know. What else, guys? I have one question. So many notes.
Working on a position.
Come over here, come over here.
We were holding these like this, and we're having a hard time getting out once we were on bottom.
Oh, you're on the bottom?
Yeah, guy on top is having a great time.
This position is very efficient, like in terms of, I like this position for sweeps. I sweep people like this a lot. Bring them down and go for finish sweep. Well, let me feel it. Never had someone do it on me. Jesus. You see, logically, what happened? I'm sorry. Logically, what happened is this: when you drive in my head, I pull my elbow and I look for the escape right there. That's what brought you out of bounds. Elbow on the floor. I bring this one back. My head goes this way. I didn't know that. Just thanks for giving me that. Now I know the escape when someone asks. Sometimes it's important that you gotta feel it. Like just now, I really didn't know how to escape this move. But you put the pressure, and I see where my body can go to get out of there. You know. Sometimes the problem with this move is when you put it on, people want to struggle. But I keep the head up, try to base, not to go. You know. This is a very good move. This move that you're just doing, I do this, people base there, not to follow, because normally I take people down here. See? So as I do this, to take them down, they put your hand out. Come on. From here, boom, the move that we did today. So actually I use to get these two. I use this move a lot of times to get this, the move that we did today, you know? But when you want to escape something, you must always relax and think where the guy's leverage is coming from, and you start fixing your body to be able to escape, you know? You're able to fight like that girl yesterday that I couldn't choke her. I couldn't believe, because your head, when you put a choke on, like and it's squeezing this way, you have a tendency to follow back to relieve the pressure. Because the choke's coming like this, so if you go that way, so I never thought about it, say how, and I never thought about how to escape. Yesterday she goes, when the person was put it on, she went on the other direction, blocked both arms. And she goes, nobody chokes me here. I said, let me see. It was true. I never squeezed a girl like I did yesterday. I split my whole strength and I couldn't, like she found the perfect spot, blocked both sides, I couldn't choke her. She was fine. So I learned another move. You know, that's the beauty of this sport. People don't realize, like, there is a new article on Gracie magazine this month. And on this article, they interview a lot of big fighters, Minotauro, Sperry, they get like 20 people, and they ask, what could make you a better fighter? And they would get all that down and put it on the magazine in order. What the magazine thought was really important. The number one was mine. So they called me, I gave them an answer. What I said was, it's very common when you are good, people come at you and they go, oh, what about this move here that I have? Look, I made this up here. They go, oh, this is crap. But they'll just ignore it because on their head, they're the master. So it's important to know that you're a student your whole life. I had moves that I taught you guys today here that I learned from my students. And I learned from white belts. One of the moves that I did on Carlos Newton, there was the inverted guard that I swept him and I went for the knee bar on my fight on Pride. There was a blue belt who taught me. Like he thought about, here's I'm thinking about this. But he did the thing without a technical knowledge. But his concept, I said, this is nice, let me see if I can. So I start fixing on the end is one of my main positions today when people are driving too much weight on me, you know? I'm able to fix invert and I can attack the legs. So it's like the moment that you close yourself for foreign knowledge, from other people's knowledge, doesn't matter if he's a white belt, I stop to listen. Anyone who comes to me and asks me about this, you know, like, so this, they put it as the first thing to make a good fighter. Like never close your eyes or close your ears to new knowledge. It doesn't matter who's bringing. Because it's very easy to be good and look down at people like, oh, I know everything, so you can't show me nothing. You know? Today, like while I was teaching you guys, especially on that move, on the arms, I was here, boom, I move, boom. That's how I used to do this move. Look, my foot would go here, then I would push. Right? Would work. Today, while I was teaching you guys, I started noticing that it would be much better if I actually pull this leg back. Look. And it's much tighter. I start feeling much better leverage to bring him back. But because I start noticing you and I start looking how I could make you guys do that better. And right away, mine gets better. You know, so it's important to always, whatever people brings to you, whatever knowledge you have, knowledge is never too much. It's like money. Go ahead, help, my friend. Okay, guys, any other question?
Triangle from the guard to not get your guard passed when they stack you up.
Yeah, like what happened with the triangle, which is very common, is then. Put a triangle on. 2-year-old style triangle that you use. So, you see, this is, you're going to see 100 triangles, 90 will look like this. You see, what happened is, by mistake, they think bringing their head out too much is going to help them. They bring their head. So if you really look, when you do a triangle, you are the one who making the mistakes for the guy to escape. A triangle must be done with your legs. So once you have him here, what's the first thing that you guys normally do? Here, right? Or you push. Get up there, stand up. When I do this, look how easy he stands up. See? Look at the difference now. And normally, other big mistake, I want this arm all the way over here. Now this time, you can't stand up. You see? The triangle, what makes the whole difference here is my leg. I want to choke him. I don't want to suffocate him by pushing my pelvis forward and putting his head down. So when I'm here, I know that I have to squeeze this side and this side. So when I have this here, look, always, when I'm going for the triangle and I want to fix it here, I never do this. I never do like go here or just, I always keep the hand down for any transition because I don't want him to bring the head up. Now look at this, when I close, I squeeze my both thighs and my heel comes towards my butt, this way. So that's a choke. His hand can be out of here, I don't care where his hand is. I lock him and I bring look. That's what I want. I want to choke him to make him tap. Anything like this, you actually give him the chance to stack you. It's the same as when you do an arm lock and you cross your feet here. See, people, oh, I don't cross because it looks like it's tight. But when he does that, he stacks you. Stack me now. There's no stacking here anymore. See? So basically it's the same thing. So like when you get a triangle, instead of like being worried about pull the head too much, grab the leg, don't get yourself in weird positions. Just fix your legs and squeeze. And I always like in and your heel towards your butt. So that makes the whole difference. Yes, Tim.
What's the best way to get out of the triangle when it's almost
My favorite way that I think works 100% is tapping. When it's like, you know, you hope the guy's your friend and let you go. But the best way, it's always what happens. The defense has the advantage of being faster than the attack. So I have to anticipate him. In the moment that I feel that he's coming for a triangle, I see my hips are all the way in, my head is up, hand on his stomach. See, then there's no triangle here anymore. It's this posture. Normally you get caught by a triangle because of this. Look where my head is. In reality, I didn't change my head level. Just my butt went up in the air, and I'm gonna be caught because that's what he needs here. You know, so in the moment that you feel the triangle is coming, drive in and sit back. Look. Once you're here, 1, 2, shake it, and you're cross-side. See? There's a few other ways, but any other way will be dangerous. Like you're gonna have the risk of tapping, you know? It all depends. There's one that I do it, that it's when everything's lost, like it's your last hope. It's like never should I use this as the first option. But it's when you're here, your arm is here, everything is, look your situation. So you can't bring your head up. So my hand is gonna touch his shoulder, his knee, thank you. His knee, and I drive, look, to the floor. Now I hold it tight and I get up, driving into it, look. Because, like I said before, when I was in this situation, I tried to look where I could breathe and where I could not breathe, choke out. So that was the best place. I feel that once he need touch the floor, I have space right here, look. Then I pull this tight, this hand always on top. So, because if I'm like this, he takes my arm. So I always hold right here. And then I want to go through him like this to be able to free my neck. Then my knee goes on his butt. I pull my elbow up. You know, but it's always dangerous to get out of some lock which is already on. You know, you have to have luck. The guy must be tired. There's going to be many factors that will be involved on that. You know? What else, guys?
With like all your experience in Pride and Abu Dhabi and all that stuff, do you run and do you lift weights before those competitions, or do you,
all lately, like you can see.
like
I had a knee
hardcore?
surgery. Yeah, you do everything. You have normally a personal trainer that helps you do all your physical training. You lift, I swim, run, the whole thing, box. It's not an easy life. My father told me, you gotta see when you grow up, all the girls gonna be after you. You're gonna have. Since I grew up, I married at 23 because I had no time. Like I was to be in party. I was training all the time. Second, every party that I go, I have 30 guys around me. It's like I cannot even talk to a girl back then, you know? So it was different. And you see how you guys smell? You guys smell like a barn. That's the smell that I have in my nose all my whole life. So it wasn't the house of wonders that my father promised me, but it's been great, you know?
For no gi stuff, what is your favorite sweep from your guard?
Yeah, it all depends if it's just a grappling match,
I mean,
like a no rules. A no rules, you have to understand. A lot of times the sweeps are dangerous because I don't know if you guys watched the UFC this week. What's his name? What's the guy who lost to trades? Verissimo. He's very good on sweeps. His sweeps are very good, but all the sweeps that he was going to is the regular gi sweeps that you use. So he was exposing himself to get hit a lot. Like he wasn't playing a logical choice of sweeps for no rules fight. It's like, I like it a lot. Like I was telling the guys yesterday, it's like, I like it a lot. Like I was telling the guys yesterday, when I defend guard, when I was training for World Combat, my cousin would align at the academy, all the black belts, yeah, and I would train 3 minutes with each, right? I'll be laying down. They could hit me with whatever they could, headbutt, punch, everything, bare fist, and I had only to defend myself. That's why I think I still have this pretty face over all this time, because or I increase my defense, or I would get hurt. And I remember one time I trained for 1 hour straight, and everybody, guys knew coming in, he would put it in to hit me, try to hit him. So I couldn't hit back. I had only to defend, which is hard because when you can't kick the guy back, he's able to sit in a position that he can hit you. And literally there, you shouldn't be kicking him to kick him out of there. But on that situation, I could. So they would hit, and through all the guys that they had trained like an hour straight, only one guy hit me with a headbutt that was even unintentional. Like when I pulled him, his head hit me here. So I had, on the end of the training, I had a little lump just here, which you get normally training, you know. But the guard that I always use, which is a very good defensive guard, it's always hands like this in and knees in. So it becomes very hard for the guy to hit you here. See, because even if I let the hand hit my face here, the punches never come straight to your face because this is working as a shield. So when he goes to hit, my hand is always here. And from here, you attack a lot, look shoulder, and I always like to push, and I would let go blows like this, you know. But basically, the guard would be always here, like this. And here, hands ready to block, you know. So very rarely I was hitting my life fighting or even training, you know, because of that, because I'll keep this. One of my favorite sweeps here, when the guy's here, I bring this up. Because he's trying to hit, he's trying to drive. That's how normally I bring him out of balance. You know? Sometimes here, sometimes I grab the leg. Sometimes I go here, and I grab, look. See, because even if he free this hand and try to get up, I bring this leg up. So this was I think the best ones. And normally the sweeps that you use too is the ones that if the guy stand up with the feet close to you, you pull him back, the traditional ones, you know. But most important down there is defense. Like you don't want to be knocked out because you're in a